We are less than 1 week from the 102nd annual Kansas Relays, one of the most historic events in the area.
Yeah, KU's meet director actually told me that there are only 3 relays in the nation that are 100 years or older, so pretty cool. I sat down with him to talk about what he expects at this year's event. Listen in. You mentioned before we started talking that there's a large number of high school kids that compete, but it's not just the high school kids. It's high school athletes from Kansas, it's college athletes from all over. There were even some professional athletes out here last year from what I remember. What are you expecting in terms of people that are going to be competing too?
That's a great question. We're at record number of entries right now. We're at 5,600 entries. We were only at 5,000 last year.
Wow.
So we added another 600, but the high school portion is just going to be huge right now. So you're looking at possibly up to 400 high school different teams being represented out here, along with 100 plus collegiate teams together, and we're running together and competing on the same track, not against each other, but at the same times and everything. It's pretty neat to see and how that all comes together with that many people and keeping that schedule. So with that, we'll have about 124 different events.
I remember from last year, Olympian and KU alum Bryce Hoppel was in the house.
Right.
There's some big names that come out to this event too, like high school kids are out, college kids are out, but there's professional athletes that come out and train too. I mean, that's pretty cool of an opportunity for those kids to be around a presence like that as well, right?
Exactly. Unfortunately, Bryce can't make it this year. He's during the Grand Slam. I'll give you 100,000 reasons why he may not be here. But I actually got a text from him and saying, he goes, "Tim, this kills me because I've been competing out there since 2017, and for me not to be there, it gut wrenches him and stuff." So it's nice to hear that. But we have Jim Ryan's going to be back, again, and we got Coach Stanley Redwine, who is the Olympic coach. We got Michael Joseph, who was on the Olympic team from KU also. We're going to have Scott Russell, a former Olympian he's now at Eudora High School and stuff. He was an Olympian for Canada in the javelin. I mean, hopefully, names like Scott Huffman, pole vault Olympian and stuff. I mean, people that are going to come back that have been a part of the historic program, part of the relays, and part of Kansas track and field.
Tim, I know just from talking to you on past occasions that this event is kind of near and dear to you, having lived in Lawrence for a long time. It's just kind of seeing the event come to fruition every single year. That's got to be like Super Bowl for you. I mean, that's got to be kind of like the pinnacle of the year, this awesome event that you have a huge hand in organizing and putting together.
Yeah, being a Lawrence kid, born and raised, born at Lawrence Memorial Hospital, went to Lawrence High. I've been to 40 plus, relays in my life and stuff. So, and the last 3 years being able to be the director is kind of a dream job, definitely a dream job for me, come true and everything. So just to see I was able to bring it back after COVID, us and the staff and the administrators were like, yes, we're bringing it back, and they trusted me enough to do that. And I think they saw dear in my heart how much this means to me, how much it means to this community, not only just for all the athletes, but financially for our community. I mean, they did an economic impact, and it was $3+ million that they bring into Lawrence just for that weekend and stuff. So that's if we can help out Lawrence, we can help out KU, help out Kansas, and it's a win-win-win for us.
You guys are expecting a pretty big crowd out here of fans coming to watch too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We could put, with the extra stands we put in the standing, we can put 11,000 people out here, and I'm hoping we want the stands full. I've been kind of saying like pack the park. That's kind of my thing that I use is pack Rock Chalk Park. We want to see, because it's not enough for just to come out and cheer one person on, but if you're going to cheer all these athletes on, it's really incredible. And I think you're going to see, you'll never know, you may be cheering on the next Olympian.
Right.
Or the next national champion, or the next All-American. They could be your state champion. You could see that person at the Kansas Relays. I remember when. And then, I saw them. Did Bryce Hoppel know 10 years ago that he was going to be? We don't know.
Right.
He probably did, because he's pretty good. Yeah, he knew. And stuff. But now he's the fastest man in America for the 800, right? And stuff. So I remember seeing him race as a collegiate here. So I have that vision. I have that vision in my head, of him racing and stuff.
Crazy.
So yeah. So you just never know.
Well, you can tell the event is something that Tim just holds so near and dear to
I love it
him,
when
and
someone's passionate
I
about
know,
something.
you're so excited, but he also said for the first time this year they'll be doing a Special Olympics race
Oh,
there
really?
at the beginning, so they'll have a men's versus a women's team, so that's one of the things you can expect to see in addition to the other contests as well. So
That's
should be
pretty
a
cool.
fun weekend.
Should be fun. We'll get out there.